Prices have been flat for years, and rental aren't what they used to be. They quietly chew up your cash flow month by month. How can two condos that are located just 5 minutes walk apart be selling at prices that differs close to 2,000 ringgit per square feet? Bukit Bintang is still a hotspot or a trap hidden in plain sight? Before we talk about the corridors are narrow, two adults walking side by side would literally brush against the wall. Kuala Lumpur skyline, it looks like success. The shimmering twin tower, the glass tower of TRX, the flashing light of Bukit Bintang, alive 24/7. From the outside, you'd think that every property here is gold, but the truth is not every part of KL city centre moves the same way anymore. Some zones have matured, quietly holding their values. Some are rising fast, fueled by new demand and fresh investment, and some looks like gold on the surface but tells a very different story once you dig deeper. Because beneath the light and luxury, every zone has its own heartbeat, its own risk, and its own reward. So the real question is, do you know which part of the city you should be buying into? Let's ask the question most people overlook. Has KLCC's market been flat for the past 10 years? Is TRX truly the next big thing, or is it just a hype? And how is it that in Bukit Bintang, two condos, 5 minutes walk apart, one can be selling at 1,007 per square feet while the others is selling at around 1,005 per square feet? Same postcode, same skyline, totally different story? By the end of this episode, you'll know which zone is undervalued and which still has a strong long-term potential. Hi everyone, this is Ray. Welcome back to another episode of the Malaysia Property Market Review series. So let's begin with zone number 1. KLCC, once powered by oil and gas and now facing a decade of price stagnation, yet still standing tall as Malaysia's most iconic address. The Twin Tower, the fountain, and the skyline that defines Kuala Lumpur. But here's the uncomfortable truth for property investors. KLCC hasn't been the rocket ship it once was. Prices have been flat for years, and rentals aren't what they used to be. To understand that, you need to know what really drove KLCC's boom and why the fire eventually went out. KLCC's market didn't grow just because of pretty towers or fancy malls. It was powered by one thing: oil and gas. Back in the 2000s and early 2010s, oil was blooming. Malaysia was positioning itself as the regional hub of the industry. And right here in KLCC, more than 400 oil and gas related companies were operating. And it wasn't just the big players like Petronas or Shell. The oil and gas ecosystem has layers. Engineering firms, spare part markets, contractors, logistic providers, all thriving because of that single wave of growth. And that came the expat, thousands of them who earn high income. And when you're making that kind of money, where do you want to live? That's when rental prices in KLCC went through the roof. A 3-bedroom, 1,000 to 2,000 square feet unit could fetch around 30 to 40,000 per month. Even a small 1-bedroom unit with 600 to 700 square feet was renting at 7,000 to 8,000 ringgit every month. At Panorama, one of the hottest condo back then, a 1,008 square feet unit was renting at around 16,000 ringgit, and at the peak, a 2,800 square feet unit can rent at 36,000 ringgit per month. That's around 13 ringgit per square foot. And the demand was so fierce that if you didn't sign the tenancy today, someone else would take it tomorrow. That's how hot KLCC was. And that is also why projects like Four Seasons Residence could launch at 3,000 ringgit per square feet and still attract buyers because the rental demand back then was strong enough to justify it. The same 1,008 square feet at Panorama that used to fetch 16,000 every month, it's renting at 7,000 ringgit today. It's still decent, but clearly not what it once was. And those 3-bedroom units that used to rent at 30 to 40,000, today you are looking at below 20,000. The golden era of oil-fueled demand is over. And that is why KLCC's property has stagnated for almost 10 years. So does that mean KLCC is finished? Not really. The market has already corrected. New launches are coming in at around 2,000 ringgit per square foot, while sub-sale in prime branded projects still fetch around 3,000 to 4,000 ringgit per square feet. The gap tells you one thing: the market is trying to find its balance. So what do you think? Has KLCC actually lost its shine, or is it quietly gearing up for the next wave? Share your thoughts in the comment below. I'd love to hear your take. KLCC today has matured. Prices have stabilized, rental demand has normalized. While it's no longer a flipping market, it now appeals to buyer who wants prestige, a solid tenant base, and a long-term capital safety. Now I picked 3 different types of sub-sale projects to look into in the KLCC market. Firstly, the Four Seasons Place, Kuala Lumpur. This freehold branded residence by Venus Asset is one of the only 4 branded residences in Kuala Lumpur. Branded residence isn't just a fancy way to say luxury. It's about lifestyle, exclusivity, and global recognition. Your name is tied to an international brand like Four Seasons. By the way, I've actually made a video explaining what's the difference between branded residence and normal luxury condo. You can check that out later. Launched at around 2013 to 2014 with size ranging from around 1,098 square feet to 12,000 square feet. Price launched between 2,005 to 3,000 ringgit per square feet. Today's sub-sales hovers around 2,600 to 3,500 ringgit per square feet, translating to around 3.8 to 24 million ringgit, depending on floor and the view. Four Seasons Place connects directly to the Four Seasons Hotel, and the shop is at Four Seasons Place, offering hotel-style concierge, housekeeping, and in-house residence dining. Typical rental here range between 15,000 to 35,000 a month, depending on size and furnishing. The pros is that it has one of the most prestige address in Malaysia, and it is one of Malaysia's most exclusive branded residences. And it also has direct access to the hotel and retail, top-tier privacy, security, and service, strong long-term capital preservations for collectors. The con is that it has an extremely high entry price, limited tenant pool due to its high rental, and its maintenance and management cost is also on the high side. So this is not the kind of property you buy for you. So this is more for a collection or a holiday home that gives you a sense of prestige. The second project we are looking into is more common in the KLCC area. It's a service apartment called Star Residence. Star Residence is a freehold development by Symphony Life and Land, spread across 3 towers connected to the Star Boulevard, a lifestyle strip lined with restaurants, bars, and retail. And it's only 3 minutes walk to the Petronas Twin Tower. Unit ranges from 625 square feet to 2,971 square feet. Launched at around 1,005 ringgit per square feet, and today's sub-sales are transacting at around 1,009 to 2,003 ringgit per square feet, with total price ranging from 1.2 mil to 4.6 million. Typical rental here falls between 4,000 to 9,000 ringgit every month, depending on the size and finishing. The pros of this project is that it's walking distance to the Petronas Twin Tower. It is also convenient with restaurants, cafes, and retails below it, and it has high rental demand from expat and long-term tenants nearby. The con is its density. It has 1,700 units in total, and it has higher number of competition because there are quite a number of service apartments around KLCC area. So this project is great for those who are looking for convenient, close proximity to the Petronas Twin Tower without paying the branded residence price. Third project we are looking into is something very different from what we know in the market. So this project is built for a short-term rental, and it is called Scarlet Suites. Developed by Exim, this leasehold project is sitting along Jalan Yap Kwan Sing, about 800 meters to KLCC. It's purpose-built for short-term rental, featuring check-in counter, luggage room, and hotel-style management. And size ranges from 450 square feet to 575 square feet. Launched at around 1,004 per square feet, and sub-sales are currently transacting between 1,006 to 1,007 ringgit per square feet, which translate to around 700 to 900,000 ringgit. Current rental ranging between 3,000 to 5,000 ringgit per month, depending on the occupancy and management. The pros is that it has relatively lower entry price as compared to most projects in KLCC. It has Airbnb ready design with proper hotel-like facilities, and it has consistent short-term rental demand from business travelers and also tourists. The con is that short-term rental can fluctuate based on tourism and regulations. So while some may say that properties in KLCC has stagnated, the reality is if you look at Four Seasons, Star Residence and Scarlet Suites, all launched at lower prices years ago and have since appreciated in value. So this shows that the right projects are still growing. So while KLCC's market has slowed since its oil and gas peak, it's far from stagnant. Sub-sale transactions are still healthy. New projects hovers around 2,000 ringgit per square feet, and sub-sale can still fetch 3,000 to 3,500 per square feet, prove that this area continues to command global recognition. But here's the part most people ignore. There are over 10 new launches in this area right now, like Hanaz, Kyliez, Hallson, Prestige, Dawn, Divine, and Skyline Embassy. Some are designed for long-term own stay, and most of these projects are designed to target the short-term rental market. And the question is, if you are looking into properties in KLCC, do you know which project to pick? Because if you pick the wrong one, you might end up bleeding every month. So for those who are looking for properties in KL City Centre, I've compiled an ebook that comprises of all these new upcoming projects in the location, and I've categorized them into different categories like own stay, collection, long-term rental or Airbnb. You can find it in the link in the description below. So how should you invest in KLCC today? So if it is for collection or own stay, focus on branded residence or luxury projects that do not allow short-term rental like Seoul KL or Clubhouse. It protects value through exclusivity. If it's ROI you're looking after, yes, there are short-term rental projects you can look into, but not every one of them will make you money. Some will quietly chew up your cash flow month by month. So next, let's move on to Zone 2, Bukit Bintang, the place everyone knows. The heart of Kuala Lumpur, buzzing day and night. Luxury brand, street food, nightlife, all packed within a few blocks. But here's a real question most people don't realize. How can two condos that are located just 5 minutes walk apart be selling at prices that differs close to 2,000 ringgit per square foot? Why is one going for 1,700 per square feet while the other, just across the road, hit 3,500 per square feet? It's the same area, same crowd, totally different market. So let's find out what really drives those prices and whether Bukit Bintang is still a hotspot or a trap hidden in plain sight. Before we talk about what Bukit Bintang is today, let's rewind a little. This place actually started in the early 1900s as a quiet residential area filled with shop houses, then became BB Park in the 1940s with a full-blown amusement park built by the Shaw brothers, complete with theaters, cabaret, boxing matches, and fun fairs. It was the entertainment hub of Kuala Lumpur long before Pavilion or Lot 10 even existed. Fast forward to the 1980s and 90s, the old theme park made way for hotels, shopping malls, and cafes. That's when Bukit Bintang officially transformed into what we know today, the beating heart of KL's entertainment and retail scenes. Now you've got Pavilion, Star Hill, Fahrenheit, Lot 10, Sungai Wang, Times Square, Lalaport, all within walking distance. So Pavilion is the KL's version of the Orchard Road in Singapore or Tsim Sha Tsui in Hong Kong. Step into Pavilion Bukit Bintang and you are immediately surrounded by world's top luxury names. You have Rolex, Patek Philippe, Louis Vuitton, Hermes, Chanel, Dior, Prada, Gucci, and the list goes on. It's a popular shopping destination for tourists from China, Taiwan, Hong Kong, Singapore, and from the Europe as well. But Pavilion isn't just a shopping mall, it's an experience. You've got Tokyo Street at level 6 with a slice of Japan with ramen bars, mochi stalls, plus a gourmet emporium and dining loft filled with both fine dining and casual restaurants. And here's something fun. Uncle Roger, Malaysia's most famous fried rice critic, opened his very first Hiya fried rice store in Pavilion. I've actually tried it before. It's not too bad to be fair, but honestly, I think Uncle Stoon's fried rice still wins. It's got that perfect wok hei. Every grain is slightly charred, full of aroma, and somehow you just can't stop eating. Sorry, Uncle Roger. Step outside of Pavilion and you're at Bintang Walk with white pavement, giant LED screen, and that iconic McDonald's corner beside the Shibuya-style pedestrian crossing. Always crowded, always bright, always bustling. This is the image most tourists carry when they think of Bukit Bintang. Just across the street from Pavilion, you have Lot 10. Head down to the basement, you will find the Hutong food court, a collection of the local hawker stalls that sells Hokkien mee, porridge, wonton mee, char kway teow, bak kut teh, all local icon under one roof. Step outside and you'll see the famous Turkish ice cream vendor teasing tourists, flipping cones and making everyone laugh. And upstairs at the Tokyo restaurant, you will find what many call the best cheesecake in KL. Rich, creamy, perfectly caramelized, and I've tried it myself. It's addictive. And walk 5 minutes down the road and you're at Jalan Aloh, packed with KL's most famous street food. As night falls, the street transforms. Tables everywhere, smokes rising from barbecue grills, woks clanging non-stop. You'll find satay, grilled seafood, fried noodles, durian dessert, the kind of street food that defines Malaysian flavor. Jay Chou, Deng Ziqi, David Beckham, Paris Hilton, and even Uncle Roger himself have been spotted here. And when the night deepens, you cross over to Changkat Bukit Bintang, KL's nightlife core, filled with bars, rooftop lounges, and clubs line both sides of the street. You'll hear live music from one side and DJ beats from another. Expats, tourists, and local all mix here. It's KL's own version of Lan Kwai Fong in Hong Kong. All this energy makes Bukit Bintang a natural magnet for short-term rentals. Tourists love the convenience, no car needed, everything's walkable, shopping, food, nightlife, MRT, monorails. Bukit Bintang is KL's most vibrant district, where luxury meets chaos. From Pavilion's global brand to Jalan Aloh's street food and Changkat's nightlife, this place captures the spirit of Kuala Lumpur. Bukit Bintang never sleeps. Food, shopping, nightlife, all in one place. If you are visiting Bukit Bintang, what would you do first? Eat, shop, or party? Now let's look at some completed project that shapes the Bukit Bintang skyline. First, we have the Pavilion Suites by Pavilion Group. If you have walked past Pavilion Bukit Bintang, you will definitely notice Pavilion Suites, the ultra-luxury residence sitting right above one of Malaysia's most iconic malls. It's a freehold project launched in around 2015 to 2016, with size ranging from 718 square feet to 8,200 square feet. The launch price starts from around 2,800 to 3,000 ringgit per square feet, and today's sub-sales prices are transacting at around 2,008 to 3,005 per square feet, depending on size, view, and furnishing. Rental rate here typically range between 6,000 to 15,000 per month, and larger unit or higher floor unit can command up to 20,000 ringgit every month. The pros of Pavilion Suites is that it's directly connected to the mall. It's a branded development by Pavilion Group with high quality finishes. The con is that it has a higher entry price, and the traffic here is congested with limited access during peak hours. This project mainly suits collectors or own stay buyers. So Pavilion Suites is for those who want to own a piece of Kuala Lumpur's luxury retail core, not just an address but a statement. By the way, Pavilion is also launching a new residential and office tower connected directly from Pavilion Mall via a link bridge. Facilities here are next level, featuring the longest infinity pool in Kuala Lumpur and an entire gym floor on level 63A. And here's what makes it even interesting. You rarely see office unit for sale in KL City Centre, let alone one developed by Pavilion Group. So this makes it a truly unique opportunity for investors. If you're curious to see the layout or want more detail, I've included link in the description below. Dorsett Residence sits just across from the Ritz-Carlton and the Westin, making it one of the most accessible addresses in the Golden Triangle. Developed by Mayland Group, this project was launched in 2014 to 2015 with size ranging from 652 square feet to 1,431 square feet, with launch price at around 1,007 to 2,000 ringgit per square feet. And today's sub-sale prices are transacting between 1,006 to 1,009 per square feet, depending on the condition and finishing. Rental rate here typically falls between 3,500 to 6,000 ringgit every month. The pros of this project is that it's located near the Pavilion, Ritz-Carlton and also Bukit Bintang MRT station. It has a lower entry price as compared to Pavilion Suites. As for the condo facilities are not well maintained, and similar to Pavilion because it's located in Bukit Bintang, so during peak hours the traffic here can be very congested. So some of you might be wondering, both Pavilion Suites and Dorset Residence are in Bukit Bintang and they're barely 5 minutes apart. Same area, same postcode. So why is there such a huge difference in price? The answer lies in the brand. Pavilion isn't just a name, it's a symbol of prestige. It's one of the most sought after brand in Malaysia's property market. When you buy into Pavilion, you are not just buying a unit. You are buying the reputation and the assurance that the brand carries. It's the same reason why people are willing to pay more to live in Four Seasons or Ritz-Carlton. Because of trust, quality, and the lifestyle that comes with it. And beyond the brand, there's another thing that matters just as much: maintenance and management. If you have ever visited Dorset Bukit Bintang before, you will know what I mean. The corridors are narrow. Two adults walking side by side would literally brush against the wall. The swimming pool and gym are basic and honestly not very well maintained. It feels like a service apartment built for a short-term stay rather than a high-end residence. And now step into Pavilion Suites, you will notice a huge difference. Grand marble lobby, spacious hallways, concierge waiting at the counter, polished finishes everywhere. You can feel the standard the moment you step in. That's what strong branding and management buys you: long-term value, preservation. Because in property, luxury isn't just about location or facility. It's about how well everything is maintained over time. And that is why two condos just 5 minutes apart can end up worlds apart in price and perception. Now the third project we'll look into in Bukit Bintang is called Axon Bukit Bintang by Asset Kayang Mas. Axon represents a new wave of modern apartments in Bukit Bintang, offering compact layouts with lifestyle convenience. The development consists of two towers, one operating as the Sleeping Lion Suites, a hotel managed by a hospitality operator, and the other as Axon Service Residence for private owners and investors. This dual tower setups creates a unique mix of hotel guests and residents. This leasehold project was launched around 2018 with size ranging from around 450 square feet to 860 square feet. Launch prices started around 1,500 ringgit per square feet, and today's sub-sale prices are ranging between 1,500 to 1,008 per square feet, making it one of the most affordable options in the region. Rental rates hovers between 3,000 to 5,500 ringgit every month, depending on size, finishing, and view. The pros is that it's walking distance to Pavilion Mall, Lot 10, Jalan Alor, and it has a affordable entry price as compared to the other projects around the region. It is also Airbnb friendly and has strong rental appeal. It comes with smaller unit size, which limits appeals for families or long-term own stay. The yield depends heavily on occupancy consistency, and it's not located along the main road, so it lacks certain visibility and exposure. Axon is surrounded by older shop lots, so some residents or Airbnb guests may feel slightly uneasy walking back at night. But if you're taking Grab, it's still fine because usually the Grab drivers will drop you off at the entrance.
Compile a PDF that breaks down some of the most popular projects in Bukit Bintang, including their launch price, current market price, layout, sizes, and some key details. You can find the link in the description below.
So here in Bukit Bintang, there are two types of market happening side by side. If you're chasing for high rental ROI, then short-term rentals are where the action is. Projects like Axon Bukit Bintang and Dorset currently allows that. They come with smaller, more efficient units that perform well in the short-term rental market. You'll enjoy faster turnover, higher nightly rate, and strong occupancy if you manage it well. However, do keep in mind, these are standard Airbnb style setup, not the actual hotel service suites, which I mentioned before, that comes with 24-hour check-in counter. So here, most guests still need to collect their keys from the mailbox or from the management team. Even so, the performance has been impressive. For instance, Axon Bukit Bintang has maintained an average occupancy rate of 85% throughout the year, showing robust demand from both local and international travelers. If your goal is value preservation and prestige, Pavilion Suites represent the other side of the market. It's not about quick return, it's about holding something iconic, branded and directly linked to Pavilion Mall. It's the kind of property that keeps its value even when the market is slow. So moving on into the last zone, TRX, the Tun Razak Exchange. It's Malaysia's designated international financial district. But if you're an investor or home buyer, the real question is this: does the rental demand and long-term value here actually make sense for you? TRX wasn't built overnight. It was planned more than a decade ago under Malaysia's economic transformation program, with one bold goal: to create a 70-acre financial hub that attracts global banks and blend together offices, residences, retail, and lifestyle. And today, the vision is finally taking shape. 26 buildings, over 21 million square feet in gross food area, space for 45,000 workers when fully operational. You've got landmark towers like the Exchange 106, home to HSBC, Prudential, and Affin Bank. And right next door, the Exchange TRX Mall, which opened in 2023 with more than 500 tenants and a massive 10-acre rooftop park. This isn't just another nice-to-have city project. TRX is built to be Malaysia's Canary Wharf, the new financial heart where global money, companies, and tenants meet. While KLCC once thrived on oil and gas, TRX thrives on finance. The tenant base here is completely different. Banks, insurers, asset managers, and professional service firms. And the government even made it financially attractive for tenants to move in. And companies relocating their businesses to TRX enjoy additional benefits, including a 50% tax reduction on rental payment for building used for businesses in TRX. So if you think TRX success is just about prestige, it's not. It's about economics, it's about policy alignment, it's about incentives that make sense for global corporations. And then there's the mall. The Exchange TRX isn't just another shopping complex. It's designed to be a regional retail hub. Cebu, the country's first Japanese luxury department store, spanning over 250,000 square feet, over 90% occupancy, featuring brands like Rolex, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Dior, Chanel, food and beverage magnate like Shake Shacks, Hey Tea, Cafe Kitsuin, and sitting on top of it, a 10-acre rooftop city park. It's literally a mall inside a park and a park inside a mall. For residents and office workers, this means one thing: walkable convenience. For landlords, it's lifestyle magnet that raises tenants' demand and retention. So do you think TRX will really change KL's property market like how KLCC did 20 years ago? Or will it just become another expensive address? Let me know what you think in the comment below. When it comes to living in or around TRX, there are three main projects you'll want to know. Firstly, the TRX Residence. This is a flagship residential project within the Tun Razak Exchange Master Plan. Developed jointly by Lendlease and TRX City, the master developer of the entire 70 acres financial district. Launched around 2021, unit size ranges from 474 square feet to 1,636 square feet, with launch prices starting at around 2,000 ringgit per square feet. Today's asking price is between 2,100 ringgit to 2,400 ringgit per square feet. TRX Residence is fully integrated with the Exchange TRX Mall, the TRX City Park, the MRT interchange, offering a complete live, work, play experience. Residents can walk directly to the Apple Store, luxury retail, dining options, and even to their offices in the Exchange 106 or Menara Prudential via covered walkways. Current rental rates range between 6,000 ringgit to 12,000 per month, depending on unit size and furnishing. The pros of this project is that it has direct integration with TRX Mall, MRT, and City Park. Comes with high-end facilities and top-tier management. So as for the con, it has a higher entry price and smaller tenant pools. So next, let's look into Core Residence. Developed by Core Precious Development, Core Residence is located right next to TRX. Launched around 2020 with size ranging from 624 square feet to 1,022 square feet. Priced at approximately 2,200 ringgit per square feet. Today's sub-sale price remain around that level. So current rental rates here from around 4,500 ringgit every month. So as for the pros, it's similar to TRX residence where it has a direct integration with the TRX mall and MRT station. It's suitable for investment looking for stable income in city centre. As for the con, the layout sizes here are a little bit more compact as compared to most projects in city centre. Similar to TRX residence, it's more suitable for mid to long-term investors, not short-term flippers. So lastly, let's look into Agile Bukit Bintang. Technically, it's located slightly outside of the TRX master plan. This is a freehold project by Agile and later on sold to Tropicana and TS Law. Unit size range from 615 square feet to 1,157 square feet. It was launched in around 2019 at around 1,700 ringgit per square feet, and now sub-sales are transacting between 1,007 to 1,009 per square feet. It's walking distance to the TRX mall, although the path isn't fully covered. This location advantage allows it to capture the spillover demand from TRX tenant. Rental rates generally range from 3,500 to 6,000 ringgit every month. So the pros is that it has slightly lower entry prices compared to TRX and core residence, and it's about 7 to 10 minutes walk to the MRT and also TRX mall. As for the con, it's not directly integrated with TRX, slightly outside of the master plan. So some people may complain about its uncovered pedestrian road, which may reduce walkability appeal. So TRX will bring in around 45,000 working professionals, but not all of them will actually live here. Many will naturally stay in second-tier locations like Cheras, PJ, Damansara, Old Klang Road or Bukit Jalil, areas that offers better value for money. The ones that will stay in TRX are mostly senior level, high-income professionals and expats who prioritize convenience, security and lifestyle. So while rental demand will exist, it's targeted. You are not renting to the masses, you are renting to a niche, the high-paying group. So if you look at it closely, these three zones, KLCC, TRX and Bukit Bintang, they are not just three neighborhoods. There are three chapters of the KL City Centre's evolution. KLCC represents the past glory, born with oil and gas boom, built on prestige, legacy. TRX is a present transformation where Malaysia is rewriting its story as a modern financial hub, clean, connected, green, efficient. It's where institutions and developers see the future taking shape. And Bukit Bintang, that's the heartbeat where everyday life happens. It's chaotic, loud, full of energy and chapters. It reminds you that beneath all the glass towers and luxury logos, KL is still about people. The food, the laughter, the late night, and the city charm that never fades. Together, these three zones tell the story of a city that's consistently reinventing itself. A city that's still chasing bigger dreams, one skyline at a time. If you're someone who's looking to invest or buy a property in KL City Centre but not sure how to choose, I've compiled an ebook that breaks down the 14 new projects in KLCC, Bukit Bintang and TRX, including the developers, layout, prices, completion date. You can check out the link in the description below. Thanks again for tuning in. If you like this video, feel free to hit the like and subscribe button. It shows me contents like this matters and motivate me to create more contents like this in the future. Until we meet again, ciao!